Hey, I just got off the phone with an agent and had a pretty interesting conversation, but it led me to be compelled to film something to send out to everyone just because I can't individually reach out to everybody all at the same time in the same manner that I can via video. Um, it essentially centered around the agent was having a difficult time trying to grapple with what are we going to do right now? How do I advise our clients on uncertainty? How do I how do I fix this? I'm worried about it, so I can't tell them that I'm not worried about any of this coronavirus, the recession, the housing market, recovery, what any of these aspects of any of this are. I can't readily do that. My initial response was to say, well, knowledge is power. You got to have the numbers. You have to understand that, yes, our labor market has been extremely crimped right now. 14.7% actualized unemployment right now. That still means that 85.3% of the population is employed. 90% of those numbers, of that 14.7%, those are temporary job losses. I'm not saying that's good, but what I'm saying is what the Bureau of Labor and Statistics is saying is that 90% of that 14.7, those are temporary job losses, of which almost 32% of those people are teenagers. I'm not saying that job losses are bad or good. I'm just saying that that's what the data is right now. And God willing, those estimates of 90% of the job losses being temporary, not permanent, 10% being permanent, that means that the economy is going to get spinning here sooner rather than later. And what does that mean for the housing market? Well, you already know. Average price is still up 4% year over year. Days on market is creeping down. We still have a low inventory and a dearth of buyers in the marketplace ready to rock and roll if they're ready to rock and roll. It's fine to push the pause button, but what do we do with that? And that's what the basis of this, and I just wanted to reach out to everybody today because right now is the time to really understand that what we're looking at, all this speculation, all of this back and forth, and all of the wondering and wishing and what's happening. Do I just hide in my basement for the next 3 months? What we do and the actions that we take are based on the mindset that we have. You guys, that's it, point blank, period. We are the feelings we assign to certain things. You know, you either see the light at the end of the tunnel or you see a train coming for you. You either see a glorious sunrise or, oh gosh, I better go put on some sunscreen. Or you either see the invention of fire and then you go, I had something burned. Now my house can burn down. It's all what you make of it, and it all turns into the feelings that we can assign to certain aspects of our lives. I'll give you three easy examples of something that, while I'm totally not perfect, in fact, the opposite of such, but three things that I've used over the years to help me with grounding myself in the face of uncertainty. It's almost like what happens when you feel pressure, right? When you get squeezed, what comes out? And for me, one is I really try to find something that I'm grateful for. It doesn't have to be a list this long. It doesn't have to be, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's just something that you're actually truly grateful for. Now, a car can hit my car on the way back from the office this afternoon. I'm not going to be happy about that, but I'm still grateful that in that situation, I saw it coming. Or a tree can fall on my house And I can be happy that it fell in the living room as opposed to in my child's bed while they were sleeping. It can be a lot of things that can happen, but I can still find a way to be grateful. It doesn't mean I'm going to be happy. Both of those situations, I'm going to be pissed that the guy hit me with his car. I'm going to be pissed about the roof, but I can still be grateful for something. As long as you can be grateful for something at all times, you can continue to go on. The next thing is to just find, let's make a cell phone analogy, because we all live on those things nowadays. Have you ever gotten home at the end of the day and your phone battery is on empty, but you didn't really feel like you got anything done? You've done things that drain your battery, literally and figuratively. Try to find ways that do not drain your battery. Right now, is it news outlets? Is it friends that all they want to do is talk about negative stuff? Is it and some other outside influence that's making you feel like your life source is getting sucked out? Remove that. The next thing is a productive morning routine. Now, I know everybody's going to go, productive morning routine. Everybody talks about a productive morning routine. I'm not saying wake up at 4:30 in the morning and brew naturally sourced mushroom tea, blah, 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 and yoga with a supermodel or whatever. None of that stuff is real. Put it into some categories. Do something that just helps you go out into the day. I mean, for me, it's got a couple of different components in it. I get up every morning, I pray, I read, I sweat, and I laugh. And whatever that is that a daily devotion? Is it 40 pages worth of daily devotionals? No, it's not. It's a quick prayer of thanks. I read a little bit. It's got to be on paper, though. It ain't on my phone. I'll go sweat in whatever shape or form that takes. If you're not a sweater, hey, walk outside, take a lap around the apartment, the house, whatever. Just move. And then, I'm not going to lie, I look at a couple of silly things just to get me in a happy laugh kind of a mood. Because if I'm not going to feel good about it, then I'm not going to take action that responds correctly to the mood that I'm in. If I'm all mopey, dopey, dumpy, and full of stuff, I'm not going to go do what I need to get done. You got to set your mood by the actions that you take, not let your mood determine the actions, or worse yet, the inaction that doesn't happen as a result of your mood. Let your actions determine your mood. And, the final thing that really for me, I said 3, but I'm going to do 4. And this is a new one because I am the world's worst about self-talk. Now, this has been a project for the last 2.5 or 3 months for me, is intentional self-talk. Now, somebody's going to go, oh, are you talking about affirmations? Because that's hoodoo. That's junk. Guess what? I thought the exact same thing until I was laid bare the fact that I engage in affirmations on a daily basis, no matter what. The problem is that 90% plus of those daily affirmations that I give to myself are negative. I'm this, I'm that. You dummy, you idiot, why'd you forget that? Start asking yourself solution-oriented questions. You're gonna talk bad to yourself. If you talk to yourself the way that if you talk to your friends the way that you talk to yourself, you wouldn't have any friends. Let's be honest about that. That's the God's honest truth. Let's start to ask ourselves solution-oriented questions. Okay, so this happened. What can I do to work my way in the right direction? I lost a listing. Okay, not you're awful or whatever litany of labels that you could assign to yourself. You're a bad agent, you're not cut out for this, blah blah blah, whatever it might be. Okay, so I lost it. What could I have done? What can I learn? What steps can I take to next time assure that that ain't gonna happen? This thing, that thing, in your personal life, in your family life, in your friends, in your business life, finances, whatever it might be, rather than stick to labeling ourselves, which is what we do, let's start asking ourselves solution based questions. Not being frou frou or it's okay, champ, you'll get them next time, but really, what can I do next time? Or what can I do between now and next time that's going to help solve or at least get towards solving the problem that we just experienced? It's not about not being a human, it's about being kinder to yourself. Intentional self talk. I'm serious. You are what you think about. You are who you surround yourself with, and you are what you do. Hope you guys are all staying safe. I really care the world for all of you, and I hope that you found this message at least somewhat beneficial.